In the center of New York City, there is 843 acres of land that was never developed. Not because it couldn't be, but because, for a long time, people were afraid to approach or even step on the land. Today, it's known as Central Park. A calm and soothing place, in one of the busiest cities on Earth. But before the trees, before the lakes, before the paths, there was something else here. Something that many believe still haunts the area. In the early 1800s, Manhattan was expanding fast. The island was being carved, shaped, and sold piece by piece. Every acre had value. Every corner had a future. Every piece, except this one. Records describe the land as rocky, uneven, difficult to build on. But that wasn't unusual. Much of Manhattan was the same, blasted, leveled, forced into submission. What was unusual was how consistently it was ignored. Surveyors marked it, then moved on. Developers walked the land, and quietly declined. No plans. No bids. No second attempts. And locals avoided it altogether. Not out of fear, at least, not the kind you can name. Some early accounts describe the land as unsettling. Not dangerous, not cursed. Just wrong. Like something beneath the surface didn't belong. Like the ground itself was holding its breath. Workers reported strange silences, where even the sounds of the city seemed to fade. No birds. No wind. Just stillness. And those who stayed too long claimed the feeling followed them home. What many people today don't know is the land wasn't empty. By the 1820s, a community had formed here. A place known as Seneca Village. It was home to African American, Irish, and German immigrants. They built homes, churches, a school. They built something most people were still fighting for. A life. Children played in the fields. Families gathered on Sundays. A quiet, growing community, just beyond the chaos of a rising city. And then, in 1857, it was all taken. The city invoked eminent domain, declaring the land necessary for what would become Central Park. Over 1,600 people displaced. Given little choice, and even less time. Some resisted. Most couldn't. Homes destroyed. Churches torn down. Graves disturbed. A community erased. Officially, everything was cleared. Leveled. Reclaimed. Forgotten. A blank slate, ready for something new. But not everyone believes that. Because when the land was stripped away, not everything was taken with it. Some say, pieces of the village remain. Not visible, not recorded. But still there. Buried beneath the paths. Beneath the trees. Beneath the silence. Historians have confirmed that Seneca Village had burial grounds. Graves. And while some were relocated, records from the time are incomplete. Names missing. Numbers uncertain. Details quietly lost. Which raises a question. How many were left behind? In certain areas of Central Park, construction crews reported unusual findings. Fragments. Bones. Objects that didn't belong to the official plans. Not mapped. Not documented. Not meant to be there, according to the city. Some workers refused to continue. Others were told to keep quiet. Findings were removed. Work continued. No announcements. No investigations. No records that anyone can fully trace. And over time, those discoveries faded into rumor. But every so often, something surfaces. A stone where no marker should be. A depression in the earth that won't hold. A place where the ground feels softer than it should. As if the land remembers what was never fully taken away. Today, millions of people walk through Central Park every year. Most never notice anything unusual. They pass through, take photos, sit beneath the trees. Completely unaware of what's beneath them. But some do. People report hearing footsteps when no one is there. Not echoes. Not distant voices. Footsteps that stop when they stop. Seeing figures between the trees. Not clear enough to recognize. But too defined to ignore. Standing still. Watching. And feeling like they're being watched. Not from a distance. But from just behind them. Especially at night. When the park empties. When the city noise fades. When the paths feel longer than they should. Some say certain areas feel colder. Like stepping into a place untouched by time. Others describe a silence that doesn't belong in New York. No traffic. No wind. Just absence. And then there are those who leave the park. But don't leave the feeling behind. They say it lingers. Follows. Like something noticed them. And hasn't looked away since. The official story says Central Park exists because visionaries wanted a green space for the city. A place of peace. A place to escape. And maybe, that's true. But some believe, that's not the full story. Because when you look closer, when you follow the gaps in the records, when you listen to what people have been saying for generations, another possibility begins to take shape. Some believe the park wasn't built for the city, but over something. A way to cover land that was never meant to be disturbed. A way to bury what was already there. Not just homes. Not just a community. But history that didn't fit the version the city wanted to keep. Stories that couldn't be relocated. Memories that couldn't be erased. And maybe something else. Because no matter how carefully it was cleared, no matter how much was removed, something remained. Not loud. Not visible. But present. In the soil. In the silence. In the spaces between the trees, where nothing quite feels right. And if that's true, then Central Park isn't just a park. It's a layer. A boundary. A carefully designed surface. Hiding everything beneath it. So, what are your thoughts on this? If the land was truly worthless, why spend millions to protect it? And if everything was removed, why does it still feel like something remains? Why do the stories keep resurfacing decades, even centuries later? Why do certain places in Central Park still feel untouched, in a city that never stops changing? And maybe the better question is, who decided what was worth remembering? And what needed to disappear? Because history doesn't always vanish. Sometimes it's just buried. And buried things, at one point or another, always resurface.